Before we jump in, comment below which country you're watching from and rate the story 0 to 10 when we're done. Let's go. Rain hammered the cracked pavement outside the vintage record store on Camden Street. Inside, fluorescent lights flickered over rows of dusty vinyl and faded band posters. Maya Rodriguez wiped down the counter, her oversized black hoodie sleeve catching on her septum piercing. Ripped mom jeans, white Converse covered in Sharpie doodles, dark curls pulled into a messy bun. This place was hers now. 2 years of working double shifts, finally enough to buy it from old Mr. Chen. The bell above the door chimed. A guy walked in, shaking water from his leather jacket. Tall, athletic build, wearing a plain white tee under the jacket, black cargo pants, silver chain catching the light. Wet dark hair pushed back, revealing a face she'd tried to forget for 5 years. Her stomach dropped. Maya. That voice. Smooth, familiar, devastating. Kai Sullivan. Her first everything. First kiss. First love. First person to absolutely wreck her. Get out. I can't. He pulled paperwork from his jacket. I own this building now. What? Bought it this morning. Commercial property investment. The listing said it was vacant. Maya's hands shook as she grabbed her own documents. This store isn't vacant. It's mine. I literally signed the lease buyout yesterday. Kai's dark eyes scanned her papers. His jaw clenched. Someone's seriously messed up. Yeah, you. Walking in here like you have any right. This isn't about us, Maya. This is business. She laughed, sharp and bitter. Of course it is. Everything's always business with you, right? Even when you ghosted me after prom, that was just business too. Something flickered across his face. Pain, maybe. But he locked it down fast. We need to call our lawyers. I don't have a lawyer, Kai. I have a dream and a maxed-out credit card. The lights flickered again. Thunder cracked outside. They stood there, 5 feet apart, 5 years of silence screaming between them. You cut your hair, he said quietly. And you're still running from everything real. His phone buzzed. He glanced at it, his expression hardening. When he looked back at her, there was something desperate in his eyes. Maya, listen. I need this property. My company's about to go under if I don't secure this block for development. So destroy my dream to save yours? Very on brand. You don't understand what's at stake. Then tell me. But he just stood there, silent as always. The rain poured harder. The lights went out completely, plunging them into darkness lit only by streetlights outside. Great, Maya whispered. Trapped in the dark with my biggest mistake. I was thinking the same thing, Kai said. But his voice sounded different. Broken. And Maya hated that she still cared enough to notice. Candles. Maya found candles in the back office, lighting them across the counter. The record store glowed amber, shadows dancing on vintage concert posters. Pink Floyd. Nirvana. The Smiths. Kai sat on the floor near the jazz section, his leather jacket draped over a crate, white tee stretched across shoulders broader than she remembered. She sat across from him, hugging her knees. Your lawyer calling back? She asked. Power's out everywhere. Cell towers too. Perfect. Silence. Just rain and distant thunder. Why this place? Kai finally asked. Why buy a failing record store? Why do you care? I'm curious. Maya studied him in the candlelight. 5 years older, but somehow more tired. Dark circles under his eyes. A scar near his jaw she didn't recognize. Music saved me when you left. This store saved me. Mr. Chen let me hide here, work here, breathe here when my world was falling apart. Maya, I never meant to hurt you. But you did. You kissed me under the stadium lights, told me you loved me, then vanished the next day. No text, no call, nothing. You transferred schools, and I never saw you again. His hands clenched. My dad died that night. The words hit like a freight train. What? After prom. I drove home and found him on the kitchen floor. Heart attack. He was already gone. Kai's voice cracked. Everything collapsed. Mom couldn't cope. Bills piled up. I had to drop out, work 3 jobs, keep us from losing the house. I couldn't drag you into that mess. Maya's chest tightened. So you just decided for me? Without even explaining. I was 17 and drowning. I thought I was protecting you. You were running. Like you're running now with your development deal. I'm not running. I'm surviving. He stood, pacing between the vinyl racks. My company's bleeding money. This property development is the only thing keeping me afloat. If I don't secure this block, I lose everything. Again. And I lose everything too. This store is all I have. I know. He turned to her, eyes burning. That's why I can't figure out how to fix this. Maya stood, crossing to him. She was close enough to smell rain and leather, and something underneath that was just Kai. You really built a company? Started with one rental property. Flipped it. Bought another. Built an empire on desperation and luck. He laughed bitterly. Turns out I'm good at running. Kai, I never stopped thinking about you, Maya. Every building I bought, every deal I closed, I wondered if you'd be proud or disgusted. Both, probably. He almost smiled. Then his phone lit up. Battery dying, but one message came through. His face went white. What? My business partner. He sold our company shares without telling me. To my competitor. The one who's been trying to destroy me for years. What does that mean? It means I just lost everything anyway. Kai's voice was hollow. The development deal's dead. My company's gone. And I'm standing in a record store with the only person who ever mattered, realizing I destroyed both our lives for nothing. Maya grabbed his arm. Who's your partner? James Chin. Her blood went cold. Mr. Chen's son? You know him? He's the one who convinced me to buy this store. He handled all the paperwork. He said his dad wanted me to have it. Her mind raced. Kai, what if this wasn't an accident? What if he set us both up? Their eyes met. Understanding crashed over them like a wave. He knew, Kai whispered. He knew about us. The door burst open. A guy in an expensive suit stepped in, smirking. Mid-30s, slicked back hair, designer watch gleaming. James Chin. Surprise, he said. Hope I'm not interrupting. James Chin looked like money and cruelty. Tailored navy suit, probably Tom Ford, crisp white shirt, no tie. He leaned against the doorframe like he owned the place. Which, Maya realized with sinking dread, he technically did now. Get out, Kai said, his voice dangerously quiet. Not very welcoming, partner. James grinned. Or should I say former partner? Maya stepped forward. Your dad sold me this store in good faith. My dad's in a nursing home with dementia. Hasn't made a real decision in 2 years. James pulled out his phone, showing legal documents. I've been running his affairs. And I've been waiting a long time to watch Kai Sullivan fall. This is about me, Kai said. Leave Maya out of it. But she's the best part. James laughed. You should have seen your face when you walked in and saw her. 5 years of wondering what happened to your high school sweetheart, and boom. There she is. In the property you desperately need. Maya's heart pounded. You planned this. Every detail. I knew Kai's company was struggling. I knew he'd go after this development block. So I made sure Maya bought the one property that would ruin the deal. James crossed his arms. Poetic, right? Why? Maya demanded. What did we ever do to you? It's not about you, sweetheart. It's about him. James pointed at Kai. 10 years ago, his dad's company beat my dad's in a contract bid. My family lost everything. Dad had a stroke from the stress. So when I found out Kai Sullivan's son was building his own empire, I knew exactly how to destroy it. Kai moved fast, grabbing James by the collar. Your dad lost that contract because he was cutting corners and bribing inspectors. My father won it honestly. Let go of me or I'll call the cops for assault. Kai released him, shaking with rage. James straightened his suit. Here's the deal. I own 60% of your company now, Kai. I own this building. And I own both your futures. He looked at Maya. Unless you want to make a trade. What kind of trade? Maya asked. Sign over the store to me. Walk away clean. I'll give Kai back his company shares. Kai turned to her. No, don't do it. It's my choice. Maya, this place is your dream. And that company is yours. James checked his watch. Clock's ticking. Decide now or the offer expires. Maya looked around the record store. Every vinyl record, every poster, every memory soaked into the walls. Mr. Chin teaching her to appreciate Miles Davis. Late nights alphabetizing inventory. the safety she built here after Kai left. Then she looked at Kai. Really looked at him. The boy who kissed her like she was the only thing that mattered. The man who'd been carrying guilt and grief alone for 5 years. I'll do it, she said. Maya, no. I'll sign. She faced James. But I want it in writing. Full ownership transfer. Kai gets his shares back. And you leave us both alone. James pulled out a contract. Already prepared. Of course. Sign here. Maya took the pen. Her hand hovered over the paper. Don't. Kai's voice broke. Please. I can't let you sacrifice this for me. You sacrificed everything once to protect me. Now it's my turn. She signed. James snatched the paper, grinning. Pleasure doing business. He headed for the door, then paused. Oh, one more thing. The company shares? I lied. I already sold them to someone else this morning. You both lose. Enjoy the heartbreak. He left. The candles flickered in the silence. Maya stared at the empty doorway, her world crumbling. He played us. I'm so sorry. Kai's voice was raw. This is my fault. All of it. Stop. She turned to him, tears streaming. Stop apologizing. Stop running. Stop protecting me from things I can handle. I just cost you everything. No. He did. And you know what? I'm done letting fear win. She grabbed her phone. We're getting your company back and we're getting my store back. How? I don't know yet. But I'm not doing it alone this time. She looked at him. Are you with me or not? Kai stared at her. Then something shifted in his expression. Determination replacing defeat. I'm with you. Then let's burn his world down. Outside, lightning split the sky. The storm was just beginning. They worked through the night in Maya's cramped apartment above a tattoo parlor. Exposed brick walls covered in vinyl artwork, fairy lights strung across the ceiling, her laptop glowing on a thrifted coffee table. Maya sat cross-legged on the floor in an oversized band tee and shorts, hair falling loose around her shoulders. Kai paced in his jeans and white tee, leather jacket thrown over her vintage couch. There has to be something, Maya muttered, scrolling through legal documents. He covered his tracks perfectly. Kai ran his hands through his hair. James has been planning this for years. Wait. Maya froze. Look at this. The company share transfer. He filed it at 9:47 a.m. today. So your original property purchase was timestamped 9:15 a.m. If you own the building first, even for 30 minutes, then you had majority stake in the company at the time of transfer. Kai knelt beside her, reading over her shoulder. Close enough that she could feel his warmth. Which means the share sale might be invalid. We need a lawyer. A good one. I know someone. She owes me a favor. Kai pulled out his phone. But Maya, even if we invalidate the share sale, James still owns your store legally. You signed it over. Under duress. He coerced me with false promises. Hard to prove. Then we find another way. She met his eyes. I'm not giving up. Not on this. Not on us. The words hung in the air. Us. Kai's voice was soft. We're a team now, right? Yeah, a team. But the way he looked at her said something deeper. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered. Hello. Maya Rodriguez? A woman's voice. Cold, professional. This is Detective Sarah Park. We need to talk about James Chen. Maya's blood went cold. Why? Can you come to the station? Both you and Kai Sullivan. Now. They drove through empty streets in Kai's blacked-out Jeep, streetlights flashing past. Neither spoke. The police station loomed ahead, fluorescent and sterile. Inside, Detective Park waited. 40s, sharp eyes, wearing a blazer and jeans. She led them to an interrogation room. James Chen was found dead 2 hours ago. The room spun. What? Kai's voice was barely a whisper. Apparent suicide. But we're investigating. Detective Park studied them. You were both seen arguing with him earlier tonight. Multiple witnesses. He screwed us over in a business deal, Maya said. But we didn't kill him. I didn't say you did. But I need to know everything that happened today. They talked for hours. The property mix-up. The betrayal. The contract signing. By the time they finished, Dawn was breaking outside. "You're free to go," Detective Park said. "But don't leave town." Outside, Maya leaned against the jeep, shaking. Kai stood beside her, staring at the sunrise bleeding pink across the sky. "He's really dead," Maya whispered. "Yeah, I wanted to destroy him. But not like this." Kai's phone rang. His lawyer. He answered, listened, his expression shifting from shock to something Maya couldn't read. "What?" she asked when he hung up. "James's death triggered an estate review. All his recent transactions are being audited." Kai turned to her, eyes bright. "Including the company share sale and your store transfer. They're both frozen pending investigation." Which means we might get everything back." Maya should have felt relief. Victory. But all she felt was hollow. "Someone died, Kai." "Yeah, he was awful, but someone died." "I know." Kai pulled her close, wrapping his arms around her. She sank into him, breathing in leather and rain and safety. "I know." They stood there as the city woke up around them. "I need to tell you something," Kai said into her hair. "That night after prom, when I found my dad, I wanted to call you so badly. Every single day after. But I was so ashamed. So broken. I thought you deserved better than someone who couldn't even save his own father." Maya pulled back to look at him. "You were 17. It wasn't your fault. I know that now. But back then, I convinced myself I was poison. That everyone I loved got hurt." His thumb brushed her cheek. "I'm still scared of that." "Then be scared with me. Not without me." He kissed her. Soft at first, then desperate. 5 years of longing and regret and hope poured into that moment. Maya's hands tangled in his hair, pulling him closer. They broke apart, breathless. "I never stopped loving you," Kai whispered. "I never stopped waiting." His phone buzzed again. He ignored it. It buzzed again. And again. Finally, he checked it. His face went white. "What now?" "It's a video. From James. Timestamped an hour before he died." He pressed play. James Chin appeared on screen, sitting in a dark room. He looked haunted. "Destroyed. If you're watching this, I'm already gone. And I need you to know the truth. I didn't just betray you for revenge. I did it because I was paid to. Someone wanted you both destroyed. Someone who's been watching you for years." The video cut to black. Then text appeared, "Find the buyer. Trust no one." Maya's hands shook. "This isn't over." "No," Kai said quietly. "It's just beginning." The answer came from the last person they expected. Maya's mom. She showed up at the record store 3 days after James's death. The place was still technically in legal limbo, but Maya had the keys and refused to leave. She was reorganizing the punk rock section when her mom walked in, designer purse clutched tight, wearing a burgundy blazer and black pants. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect armor. They hadn't spoken in 2 years. "Maya, what are you doing here?" Her mom looked around the store, and something cracked in her polished expression. "I need to tell you something. About Kai's father." Kai emerged from the back office, stopping dead when he saw her. "Mrs. Rodriguez." "Kai, you look so much like your dad." Her voice broke. "That's the problem." Maya's stomach dropped. "Mom, what did you do?" Her mother sat on a wooden stool near the register, suddenly looking decades older. 20 years ago, I was in love with Kai's father. We worked together. He was brilliant, kind, married. I was young and stupid. We had an affair." "No." Maya's voice was barely a whisper. "It ended badly. He chose his wife, his family. I was devastated. Then I met your father, got married, had you. But I never forgot." Her hands trembled. "When I found out you were dating Kai Sullivan's son, I panicked. What if you found out? What if it ruined everything?" Kai stepped forward. "You paid James Chin to destroy us." "Not at first. I just wanted to keep you apart. I knew James hated your family. I offered him money to create problems. Scare you off each other." Tears streamed down her face. But it spiraled. He got greedy. Obsessed. "I tried to stop him, but he threatened to expose everything." "So you killed him," Maya said flatly. "No. I swear I didn't. But I think I know who did." She pulled out her phone, showing them messages. Your father found out about the affair last month. About the money I gave James. He confronted James the night he died. Maya's world tilted. Dad killed him. I don't know. But he's been acting strange. Paranoid. And yesterday, he left town. Kai grabbed his phone. We need to call Detective Park. Wait. Maya's mom looked at her daughter. I know I destroyed us. I know you'll never forgive me. But please, let me fix this. Let me find your father and get the truth before the police do. Why should we trust you? Maya's voice shook with rage and heartbreak. Because you're my daughter. And despite everything I've done, I love you. I always have. The store was silent except for rain starting to fall outside. Kai looked at Maya. Your call. Maya stared at her mother. The woman who taught her to tie her shoes. Who missed every school play. Who chose secrets over truth, fear over love. You have 24 hours, Maya said. Find him. Get the truth. Or we go to the police. Her mother nodded, standing. At the door, she turned back. I'm sorry. For all of it. You deserved so much better than me. She left. Kai pulled Maya close. You okay? No. But I will be. They spent the next day waiting. Working side by side in the store, sorting records, barely talking. Just existing together. Kai wore his usual jeans and white tee, sleeves pushed up, revealing forearms Maya kept getting distracted by. She'd changed into black jeans and a vintage Fleetwood Mac shirt, her hair pulled back with a silk scarf. Play something, Kai said suddenly. What? Music. Play something real. Maya selected a record. Otis Redding. These Arms of Mine. The needle dropped. Warm, aching soul filled the store. Kai held out his hand. Dance with me. We're in the middle of a crisis. Exactly. Dance with me. She took his hand. They swayed between the vinyl racks, holding each other like the world outside didn't exist. Kai's forehead rested against hers. Whatever happens next, he whispered, I'm not losing you again. Promise? Promise. The door opened. Maya's mom stood there, soaking wet, her father behind her. He looked broken. Defeated. I'm sorry, he said. For everything. They called Detective Park. Maya's father confessed to confronting James, but not to killing him. The investigation revealed James had actually overdosed, intentionally, after realizing his revenge plan had destroyed innocent people. His final video was a confession and a warning about Maya's mother. The legal battles took months. But eventually, the fraudulent transfers were reversed. Kai got his company back. Maya got her store. Her parents went to therapy. Her father faced charges for the hush money he'd paid James, but avoided jail time. 1 year later, Maya stood in the record store, now expanded into the space next door. Kai had invested as a silent partner. The grand reopening was packed. People crowded around listening stations, flipping through vinyl, vibing to the playlist Maya had carefully curated. Kai appeared at her side, wearing a leather jacket over a black Henley, looking unfairly good. You did it. We did it. He kissed her temple. I have something for you. He handed her a vinyl record. Original pressing. Otis Redding. These Arms of Mine. Kai. For the girl who saved my life by refusing to give up on us. Maya's eyes filled with tears. I love you. I love you too. Always have. Always will. Outside, rain turned to sunshine. The record spun. People danced and laughed and lived. Maya leaned into Kai, breathing in leather and hope and second chances. Some endings are just new beginnings. The end.